All
right, we are streaming. We are recording right now. All right, welcome back. Welcome fucking back. This is episode 19 of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Rob and Darren. Last time we talked to you guys, it was a while ago. It's probably episode. It was last Wednesday. So we got a lot of shit to catch up on. Um, so the big thing, UFC finally came back to Columbus. They were supposed to be in Columbus before the pandemic, but then the pandemic hit, so we missed that card like 2 years ago. So they finally came back to us, and it was a great night, bro. It was a great night. Me and my friends, we made a night out of it. I'm sorry, we made a whole day out of it. So we started drinking at like 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock until probably like 11, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So it was about a 12-hour day. We did lunch. All the fights were great. Shout out to Kai Kara France. Shout out to Curtis Blades for getting the jobs done that night. I got to scream "fuck Joe Burrow" multiple times. That was great because Joe showed up to the fight. Joe Breezy, Joe Burr himself. Uh, and I have to say, screaming "fuck Joe Burrow" so that close to Joe Burrow, Darren. Joe Burrow is a cool motherfucker. Joe Burrow's a cool motherfucker. If I learned anything from that night of fights, you know what I learned? Joe Burrow's gonna win a Super Bowl. I'm not gonna like it either, but I've come to the conclusion it might not be this iteration. It might not be the same iteration team. It might not be the same defense. It might not be this. Joe Mixon might not be there. Shit, Zach Taylor might even be there. Joe Burrow's gonna win a Super Bowl. That boy's just too damn bad. He's just like so fucking cool under pressure. Because it wasn't just me saying screaming fuck Joe Burrow. It was a decent amount of the audience screaming fuck Joe Burrow. So I thought that was great. But let's just talk about the fights. Let's start with the main event. Curtis Blade versus Kyle Durkis. I thought Curtis Blades was gonna go in there and wrestle. Everybody thought they was gonna do that. The guys above us, the guys below us, thought it was gonna be a wrestling match. So that's what everybody thought. He went out there and knocked him out in the second round, quick too. Within the first 20 seconds of the second round, just went out there, kind of rushed him, caught him, put him down, finished the fight. So shout out to that. We got a finish for our main event. Uh, in the flyweight division, a fighter named Kai Kara France. He beat an undefeated Dagestani, which was a big deal because he was a 3-1 3-1. The Dagestani was a 3-1 favorite to win. So it was a big. Are you frozen? I think you're frozen. I'm gonna keep talking though. I'm gonna kick you and keep talking. My bad. I was just talking. So Kai France beat a Dagestani, who was undefeated. So that was a big deal. So shout out to Kai. He should get a title shot now. My throat's all fucked up right now. So he should get a title shot. So shout out to Kai Kara France for getting a title shot. That's all I gotta say. I just had a great time that night. It was fun. Hopefully UFC comes back to Ohio soon, and we can get it popping again. But excuse me, excuse my voice. But when Darren gets back here, we're gonna go over some Final Four stuff, and we'll go from there. Um, yeah, but once again, just a great night of fights. We watched all the fights. Um, Kai Kara France has to be fight of the night though. Beating an undefeated Dagestani is impressive, and it wasn't like he just washed him either. He went through some. He had some trouble. Uh, I forget how to pronounce the dude's name, but the Russian dude, he got his back at one point. So you just got to be careful. But definitely fight of the night. All right. But also this past weekend we got our Final Four set. Um, Darren, what's up with what do you think about that? Did you watch any college basketball this weekend?
Not even in the slightest.
All right. Well, it was a finally the 15 seeded St. Petersburg. They finally got beat by I think it was UNC. So the Final Four, if you don't know, is set like this: Duke, UNC, Villanova, Kansas. Those are two good matchups. Does North Carolina come in and ruin Coach K's last dance? The storyline set up really well. Kansas, that's Cam's team. So hopefully they can beat Villanova. That's a historical matchup. They're always in the tournament every year. So just to give a quick prediction, I got Duke versus Villanova in the championship. How about you?
I'll probably say the same thing.
Yep, I agree. I'm just honestly I'm rooting for Coach K in the last dance. That's why I predicted him to win in my tournament. I'm rooting for Coach K.
Are we saying the final season? Are we? Is this going to be a thing going forward?
Yes,
That
this is going to be a total thing.
the final season for any great coach or player is going to start being called the last dance?
Yes.
Okay, I disagree, but okay.
What do you disagree with?
I
Because
think there's a I think there's a partnership in dancing. So the last dance to me meant Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson splitting up, bull splitting up. But that's just my opinion. I don't think Coach K had that person besides the whole organization of Duke. But that's cool. If you see it like that, I'm not arguing it. I'm just saying that's how I see it. That's it.
I feel what you're saying. But this makes a little bit more sense than what Aaron Rodgers and Devonta Adams did last year. Because it wasn't like Aaron Rodgers was about to retire anytime soon. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't know that. We didn't know that.
I agree we didn't know that, but I think it was a little they did it a little early. It makes a little bit more sense to call this the last dance just because it's the big dance. That's what the March Madness is. It makes a
Yeah,
little
he
bit more
made it to the
sense.
big dance.
What'd you say?
He made it to the big dance. Final four.
I always considered the whole tournament the dance. That's all I was always told. The big dance, the March Madness.
I mean, teach his own, I guess, right?
Yeah, and the Final Four is Final Four. All right. So you got Villanova, Duke as well. I'll be honest. I really don't know about any players this year. I'm just kind of rooting for Coach K. So shout out to them. All right. So we had a lot of NFL news that passed us while we went away. The last thing we talked about with you guys was Tariq Hill possibly going to Miami Dolphins. Literally like 30 minutes, I think, after we went off air, it became official. Um, that's a big deal for the Dolphins. I'm gonna say the exact same thing you said Wednesday. If Tua, this is probably Tua's on the hot seat this year. I'll paraphrase what you said now, but Tua's on the hot seat. If Tua doesn't get it done with the weapons he has now, with the defense he has now, he might just you might have to move on from him as an NFL starting quarterback. We got to start looking at him as a backup until further notice.
Okay. They still got to get an offensive line around him. I don't know if they addressed that. That's the left tackle from the Saints. But I hear he's injury prone. So we'll see. But yeah, I think this he definitely has the weapons around him, whether it's running backs and Chase Edmonds, Miles Gaskin, Raheem Mostert, or the weapons on the outside. Jalen Waddle being stupid fast and Tyreek Hill being the fastest man in the league. I don't know how you stop it. I just don't know how you stop that. And then you got Gasecki, who's a very good tight end, receiving tight end, very good receiving tight end. So we're gonna see, and he does have some type of what's the chemistry with Jalen Waddle and Gasecki and even Gaskin off the backfield. We're gonna see what happens. But he definitely that division is just tough. I'm gonna be honest with you. That division is just tough. But Miami and the Bills should be fighting for it.
Is there a non-tough division in the NFL right now?
Yep.
NFC South? Is that it?
The East, the NFC least, and the AFC South. The AFC South is coming up though. I'm giving them their respects. So give them this year. Doug Peterson will turn the Jacksonville Jaguars around, and Matt Ryan with the Colts is a beastie ass combination. They just need another receiver.
Um. Okay. All right. So more news with Baker Mayfield's coming out. They're talking about Baker possibly going to Seattle. What do you think is a good fit for Baker?
I don't think Seattle wants him. Uh, well, there's a lot of good talent in the NFL at quarterback. Boy, I tell you that. That's probably the best thing I could tell you. I like everybody. I like Gardner Minshew. I like Davis Mills. I don't love Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I don't know what the best team for him is. This is real. That's a really tough situation because every GM just saw him with the best, well, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, one of the best run games in the NFL, and now you went crazy far. So
I was thinking about this. I felt like the Cleveland would be the best situation for him. I thought Cleveland was a perfect situation for him and his
as a
style of play.
backup
No, as a starter.
going forward, because Deshaun Watson's clearly the starter.
Yeah, yeah. He's that. I don't. I'm not ready to say Baker Mayfield's a backup yet. Personally, I don't think he.
So
I
what
think he's
team?
still
Then?
like 2 years away from being a backup.
What team?
That's the hard part. The only team I can think about is Seattle, that would be able to take the flyer on him, and but I also see Seattle waiting till next year. They choose a quarterback from that draft class because there's gonna be a lot more options.
I think the other three teams in the South, in the NFC South, should take a chance. Falcons, Panthers, Saints. Saints should take the chance because they had a short quarterback and made him more accurate. Drop back pass. He didn't have to freelance too. Uh, Falcons kind of just need somebody to put people in the seat. I don't think Marcus Mariota is a. I like Baker Mayfield's arm talent more than Marcus Mariota's. Obviously, I like Mariota more of an athlete than Baker Mayfield. I understand why they want to get away from the pocket quarterback, even though Matt Ryan broke records and in the Falcons organization, so it kind of doesn't really make sense. But I'll leave that to that. He won't have too much pressure because he won't have any weapons on any of those teams for real. Well, except the Panthers, he would have weapons there. Um, he just wouldn't have an offensive line, specifically with the Panthers and maybe with the Falcons too. But
I don't want to see Baker Mayfield get beat up for like a whole year again.
he was when did he get beat up? He got beat
He
up
got
this past
injured.
year.
Yeah,
Why did he
bro.
get beat up? Because he was out there playing through an injury.
Yeah.
All right, then that's his fault. Put in Marcus Mariota at some point. We're good. Put in Sam Darnold at some point. We're good. You're still gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was I from the jump. I said the Browns organization failed him as much as he failed himself. He shouldn't have been out there playing on that rotator cuff or whatever it was with his shoulder. He shouldn't have been doing it. He cost himself his next contract more than likely. Go to the
Um.
Falcons.
There looks like they're going to do Hard Knocks with the Detroit Lions this year. I actually really like that. I actually really like that. I actually want to see that. That's gonna be really
It'd
fun.
be interesting.
Yeah,
It'd be
no.
interesting.
Especially if they can get Aiden Hutchinson like I want them to. I think that'd be really dope. All right. We already talked about Malik Willis last week recently. I really don't got nothing else. What else you got?
That's it. That's it.
All right. Then we'll see you guys Wednesday. This was episode 19 of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. We're going to try to hit this every noon on Monday.